Welcome to the 29th module. In the whole of the lifespan, the early childhood period is a crucial period of learning and development. The children in their early years learn through their senses and its interaction with the environment using relationship and communication through play and exploration. It has to be realized that learning and development during the early years are not about the academics in terms of reading, writing, and arithmetic. It is only a period of preparing them for academic learning. Hence, the primary goal of an early childhood curriculum should be only making the child ready to learn with willingness and enhance their ability to engage in learning. To achieve this goal of ECE curriculum, the early educator should focus on the child's acquisition of positive dispositions to learn and to sustain the spirit of acquired learning dispositions. Dispositions are nothing but the attitude or the tendency of a child to respond in a particular way. The early childhood period is a crucial stage in acquiring those learning dispositions through day-to-day experiences and interactions. This module on recognizing dispositions, skill and attitudes, knowledge and understanding of children comes to you in the form of 2 videos. However, at the end of the first video, you will be able to outline the 4 aspects of learning, namely skills, attitudes and values, knowledge and understanding, and positive dispositions, and moreover, recognize its interrelatedness. The second is that to comprehend the term dispositions and differentiate between positive and negative dispositions. The third learning outcome is that you will be able to sketch the process of encouraging dispositions among children in their early years. And the last is that you will be able to ascertain the significance of encouraging positive dispositions among children. Now, on to the interrelated aspects of learning. The learning potential of young children can be outlined as per Eyster into 4 interrelated aspects, namely skills, attitudes and values, knowledge and understanding, and dispositions. Now, what is a skill? Skill that a child in the early childhood stage can practice are many. Some of the crucial skills to be focused by the early childhood educator are communication, listening, sociability, problem solving, negotiation, manipulating objects and tools, language. And now on to the attitudes and values. For a child to demonstrate positive attitudes towards learning and values for life, the early childhood educator should provide opportunities for them to respect themselves and others, care the natural environment, take up responsibility, try new things, take risks. And now, knowledge and understanding. The early childhood educator should realize that young children tries to demonstrate the acquired knowledge and understanding when provided opportunities to count, classify and order, ask questions, express oneself creatively, show and talk about feelings, share information with others, understand pictures and symbols that has got meaning, and respond to music, stories and drama. Now into the main aspect of learning, the dispositions. The child's learning is greatly influenced by the attitude or the disposition that the child has acquired or learnt. Though some of the dispositions, namely curiosity, independence, resilience, perseverance, are present at birth, its intensity varies depending on the environmental interactions that the child experiences in his early years. Moreover, certain dispositions are also acquired purely through the interactions, relationships, and the experiences the child is enmeshed into. Altogether, the positive disposition towards learning include confidence, concentration, curiosity, imagination or creativity, resilience, independence, perseverance, and collaboration. What is a disposition? It is defined as the enduring habits of mind and action. It is the tendency to respond to a situation in a particular way. Dispositions are common and intentional habits of thinking and doing. They are the mindful habits, otherwise called as the voluntary habits, and not strictly about the mindless habits or involuntary habits. Cates has researched the role of disposition in the children's education for over 30 years. She has stated that a child's disposition is environmentally sensitive. In other words, the dispositions can be acquired and supported by employing meaningful interactions and experiences over the environment. At the same time, it can also be weakened. Moreover, when these meaningful interactions and experiences with the environment, when facilitated by the early classroom educator, the outcomes are found to be more productive. Dispositions are categorized differently by different educators. In this module, let us see above two different categorizations, namely positive and negative dispositions, inborn, social, and intellectual dispositions. Now let us understand positive and negative dispositions. Dispositions can be both positive and negative and are learnt through interactions and experience. It can have long-term effects on lifelong learning. Some dispositions are positive and some are negative. At the same time, some are less helpful than others for a child's learning and development. Dispositions are not fixed. Positive dispositions are dispositions that are needed for the development of learning potential, and it is also called as desirable dispositions. Example: curiosity, problem solving, resilience, and perseverance. Negative dispositions are dispositions that has to be weakened to enhance the learning and development potential of a child. It is also called as undesirable dispositions. Example: impatience, selfishness, and intolerance, etc. As already told to you, dispositions can be strengthened or weakened with practice. Hence, the educator's role is crucial towards reinforcing positive dispositions and undermining negative dispositions. For example, a child, when encouraged to be responsible for keeping his place clean and tidy, he usually picks up the waste and puts in the dustbin. Thereby, positive disposition of independence develops. Simultaneously, when the same child is not allowed to clean up his place when needed, the child develops a dependency on the adult, and thereby the unfavorable disposition of learned helplessness sets in. Now, what are inborn, social, and intellectual dispositions? Inborn dispositions are dispositions that are of innate and readily absorbed character. Example: the ability to bond and innate curiosity. Social dispositions are dispositions that have a positive value. Example: friendliness, empathy, cooperation, collaboration. And what is intellectual disposition? This dispositions has got direct link to the cognitive capacity of a child. An example of intellectual dispositions are problem solving, creativity, perseverance, and communication. Now let us understand the process of enhancing dispositions. The dispositions of learning, as already mentioned, do have an impact on the overall ability of the child to learn and progress. Dispositions develop along with the other three facets of learning, namely skills, attitudes, and values, and knowledge about understanding. Let us understand the process with an example. In a situation wherein a group of children are made to play with wooden blocks and asked to build it tall, the children in action would learn to grasp, place, and stack. That's what we call it as physical skills. To respect each other by listening to their ideas and try new things being in a group comes under the attitudes and values. And understanding the concept of shape and size of the wooden blocks comes under the knowledge and understanding. At the same time, when all of these facets of learning occurs, concentration and collaboration develops what we call it as positive dispositions. And now the question comes, how to build on more positive disposition. While trying to build the tower of wooden blocks tall, the children face a problem of the blocks tumbling down. As a group, they try to solve it, wherein certain other positive dispositions, namely patience, resilience, and perseverance develops. And now let us understand the significance of developing positive dispositions. The implications of developing positive dispositions among children at their early years are stressed upon in this subsection with only 4 dispositions, namely confidence, collaboration, taking up responsibility, and creativity. It also states its interrelationship with other interconnected aspects of learning, namely skills, attitudes and values, knowledge and understanding. If the positive disposition of confidence lacks in a child, the child's ability to try something new, to take risk, to explore gets hindered, and thereby all other interrelated aspects of learning also suffer. If the positive disposition of collaboration or cooperation is not fostered in a child, the child in turn becomes socially inactive, isolated, and unaccepted. Thereby, their social learning in all the other phases gets inhibited. At the same time, if a child's disposition of taking up the responsibility of their own action is not motivated, the child becomes more dependent on others, and this dependency in turn affects the other facets of learning. And fourth, if a child's disposition of creativity is not fostered, the capacity to use arts and craft and the ability to innovate get hampered. Hence, the usage of other facets of learning also suffers. Hence, it is well realized that every disposition has got a value towards a child's lifelong learning and its associated success. But how to enhance the same? The next video of this module would give you one answer. Watch it out. Thank you.